Okay, we're back here again, messing with the scrap metal, trying to get this place cleaned up, and hopefully get the stuff hauled in, recycled, and I can get a little bit of money out of it. And last time, we got a bunch of stuff pulled out here, and I see that behind me, and we got it all drug out, kind of organized, and I kind of want to load all this stuff here in order, and hopefully get it stacked up right so it doesn't fall off on me when I go to haul it in. So I got the backhoe right here behind me, and I'm going to be using it to pull stuff out of the scrap pile. And I do not have a thumb on the backhoe. That's hopefully a project coming up here in the future, so that would be really handy to have right now, but don't have time to build it. So for now, I'm just going to hook junk with the teeth on the bucket and get it drug out and see what all is in there, and hopefully restart, get it loaded, and by the time this video ends, we'll have a full load ready to haul into the salvage yard. This is the junk right here that I'm going to be pulling out. I kind of went through a lot of the stuff in the last video, pointing out what's what and what I'm keeping and what I'm getting rid of. And if you haven't seen that video, it'll be called up here, top corner of your screen, probably like right there. And be sure to go check that video out, and so you know what all is going on in this video, because this here's part 2. Anyway, though, this here's junk going to be getting pulled out, and I'm going to probably just get a hold of it and toss it out somewhere here in this area here, and hopefully from there I can get a hold of it with the mobility loader that's sitting right there, and I can get a hold of it with the forks and then get it loaded on the trailer. So I'm going to go ahead and get the camera set up, climb in the old backhoe, and start moving metal. Before I do, don't forget to subscribe, not subscribed already, give the video a thumbs up, maybe give this video a toss on the algorithm, and hopefully get some more views. Okay, we now got all this stuff pulled out of here, and I can now get to with the little mobility loader. And that backhoe really makes quick work of stuff like this. And I could have just drug all this out by hand, but it took me all of 5 minutes to do with the backhoe. And these cultivator pieces is what that wheel there is hooked to. Those weigh around 150 pounds a piece. So the backhoe just makes really quick work of it, and I don't have to try to drag stuff in and out of here. And hopefully I can go ahead and start loading the stuff up here in the trailer. I did call the scrapyard a little bit ago, and they said I do not need to cut this frame up here, which is good because I don't want to hardly mess with it. They also said that the scrap metal price is at $155 per ton, which is decent. That's good enough for me to haul in. Usually I haul in around 160, but we'll haul in if it is around 140. And like I said earlier in the previous video, I just want to just get rid of this stuff and start getting everything cleaned up out here. And for this trailer here, I'm actually going to take the torch and cut out these braces here, because that's actually some really nice looking channel, and I could probably use that on another project. So those are probably at least about getting close to 6 foot long once you get them cut out of there. So those definitely be handy. And I'm also going to cut out these axles. Obviously, they're not worth using for a trailer. But I have another project coming up. And it's actually big enough. I'm going to want to mount a couple axles onto it so I can roll it around and just make it easier to move. So I'm also going to take off these axles then too. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to start loading first. I guess just start getting hold of that little bit of metal there and start piling it on. Now that I don't have to cut up that trailer frame, it'll actually be really nice to lay it on top, and it'll hopefully help hold everything down. And I was actually just out in Backhoe, and I pulled out a whole bunch more metal and stuff that is down here past this grain auger. Let's go ahead and go down and take a look at it. Okay, now here's the next spot here, and I fished a whole heap of junk out of this low spot here, and we have all this miscellaneous junk spots like this here because Dad never was one to get rid of anything, and it really shows, which is why we have all this junk. The only thing he would ever scrap was something that's copper or something like that, and he just wouldn't get rid of anything. So here is all this miscellaneous junk, and that's why this property is such of a mess. So now I can finally get cleaned up here once and for all, and quite a bit of this stuff is miscellaneous fence, and I might try to stick a little bit of that in the bottoms of these old pickup beds we have, because the scrapyards do not like fence, and I believe this one will take it, but I think they just about take it for free, and they don't hardly pay anything for it, because it's such a mess with machinery and stuff like that. It gets tangled and everything. If you can just imagine a big ball of wire going through some shredder, I couldn't imagine what kind of mess that'd be. But they don't really care if you just feed it to them just in little tiny bits. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. And if I have too much of this wire left over, I'll probably just dig up a big hole and bury it 10 foot deep, and it'll rest away in no time. So I also have a couple old junk refrigerators like this here. And these two are really nice for putting small bits in. As you can see, we're already sorted here in this one. And a bunch more miscellaneous junk here. And then more miscellaneous junk here. So, I'm hoping a lot of this I can just get loaded, use the mobility, stick with a pair of forks, and just carry it over, dump on trailer. It'll be nice to finally have all this stuff here cleaned up and get this place where it is completely mowable, and we just don't have to worry about weeds and all this stuff coming up. I also have some junk. Big surprise, more junk. I also have some more junk here, which is this here is actually on a tarp we laid down at one time. Quite a bit of this stuff here is miscellaneous scrap metal that we actually hauled home to send to the scrapyard. And as I said in the previous video, a few years ago, these scrap prices just plummeted, and you couldn't hardly give it away. I'm thinking one scrapyard was even taking it for free, and they wouldn't even pay you. So that's kind of a racket there. But anyway, so I'll probably come get this here a little later. I'll go ahead and start loading what I have pulled out, and we'll see on what all we can get to fit. the trailers. Having a little bit harder time getting some of the light stuff loaded because today is insanely windy, and it's blowing around like 25, gusting like up to over 40, and so anything lightweight is wanting to blow out the pallet forks, so that's kind of a hassle. I got the back of the trailer, as you probably noticed, stacked up pretty decent. I got that big trailer frame on there, and I'm gonna try to film here with my gloves over the camera, hoping to block some wind noises. But I got the back here piled up pretty decent, and I need to get a lot more here in the front. I'm thinking about getting a torch and cutting this here off the front of this little home-built trailer, and because once that's cut off of there, then I should be able to get more junk piled on top. And then once I get all that piled up there, I should be able to get that bush hog on top to help hold it down. Like I did with this trailer, there's a lot of loose stuff, and I used it to hold down all this miscellaneous small junk. I really don't have as much weight on this trailer as what I'm wanting so far, and I think I get quite a bit on here yet. And the load's not hanging much over this side trailer. I need to do some work here, over here on this side, because as you can see from what side trailer is, it's hanging over a decent amount. So I might actually use the backhoe and try to push some of this stuff back. It shouldn't be too big of a deal, but I don't want anything hanging over, because the salvage yard I haul to is right in the middle of town, and I got to drive right down the main street, and it's a decent sized town, and I don't want to have any issues. So I guess I'll try my luck here at stacking more junk on here and see how far we can get. I think we about got a load. I was going to put that big bush hog mower on top here on the front, but I ended up putting that old sickle mower up there, and I don't know if that old bush hog would sit up there or not. If I would, I'm going to have to take off that handle then sickle mower, because it's not going to work there. Anyway, I'm actually seeing how this looks here, and I don't have no idea how much weight I have on here, but some of the stuff I loaded was quite heavy, and then a lot of it was fairly lightweight, a little bit of wire type stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see on what comes out here in weight. Okay, I guess going about do it here for right now, and I'm probably going to go ahead and get this tied down here tomorrow. Tomorrow night we got a bunch of rain and stuff like that coming in, so I doubt I'm going to be able to get this hauled in. I am though hoping to get it hauled up here to the driveway, so while I'm sitting down here, it gets really muddy, and it holds the water and stuff like that, so I don't want to leave this here because it'll be a month before I can get back out here to it to get it hauled out. So I'm probably going to do a third video on this, and I get it hauled in. We're going to see what this weighs and what we can get out of money. So don't forget to subscribe, like, comment down below, and I guess I'll see you next time.